Hi, my name's Michael Quick. I got a few things to talk to you about today. By the way, this is a bruise. Yeah, I got quite a few marks from my life as a diabetic. But the one thing that I really wanted to share was the fact that I would not be here if it were not for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I used to be really rough, and I smoked joints every now and then, and drank a little bit of beer. And I had 2 kids and a marriage for 13 years, and I lost that. And I moved to Orlando, Florida, and I was admitted into the hospital one night because I couldn't breathe. And I wound up being put in a coma for 5 days. And during that time, I had a dream. And during that dream, I could only see in the corner of my eye a figure of a being that he was golden, and his hair was down to his shoulders, and was very stocky and muscly, and it's just I couldn't see the whole thing because it was like in the corner of my eye. But at that time, I had this feeling, and I was told by this being that I needed to go back. I had things to do. And so I came out of the coma. They pulled the tubing out of my throat and my lungs, and started getting better, and I left and was discharged from that hospital 2 days later. And I was told by the doctors that I wasn't going to make it when I was in that coma. And somehow something happened, and my breathing and my respiratory turned around, and I became a lot better. What I'm getting at is that if it weren't for Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, I would not be here. And from that moment on, I accepted Him as my Lord and Savior in my life. And my life has turned around. I've gotten sick a time or two here and there, but it was never as bad as it was then. And now, whenever things go wrong in my life and family, I get by myself and I talk to Jesus. And believe it or not, you can believe it, He's there. Let me tell you what happened to me one time. Okay, I was in the hospital. My daddy was behind me. I had walked downstairs to smoke a cigarette, right? So I go downstairs to smoke this cigarette, and I did. And on the way back, there's this old lady. I don't know where she came from. She walked up to me. Next thing I know, she's asking me. She's saying, honey, what's the matter? And I told her, I was afraid of this MRI, and the doctors are telling me this and this and that, and it was making me feel really discouraged about my health. And she asked if she could say a prayer with me, and I said, yeah. So she prayed with me, and then she hugged me by the neck, and she said, we love you, son. We love you. And I said, well, thank you. Love you too, and thank you for doing what you did. And I love Jesus, and I accept Him as my Lord and Savior, and I know He's going to be with me during this MRI I was supposed to have. And I looked up at it, and then I looked back, and as she was walking back, and towards some cars, and I looked up at it, and I said, "Isn't that unbelievable? I didn't even know." And I turned around, or I didn't turn around. I just looked back down, and she was gone. This lady was gone, and I've never, ever believed in any kind of supernatural beings or anything like that, but I'm going to tell you, that lady was a true angel. And from that point on, I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in His angels, and I believe through your salvation with Him, if you accept Him as your Lord and Savior, then you got nothing to worry about in life. No matter how bad things get, it'll always get better. It'll always get better. That's where I'm going to leave this video right now. I got more to say. But if you have worries or questions or anything, feel free to call me. I'll explain it to you. You can email me at mrquick34@gmail.com and chat with me. I might possibly give you my cell phone number and go from there, and I can tell you more about it. My experiences with Jesus. There's a lot more that's happened, and I'd love to tell you about it, but I don't have time right this minute, but I will, and I will record more. So here's my first video, and this is the work that I'm trying to do for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, God the Father. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I accept Him as my Lord and Savior. He's in my heart, and His blood runs through my veins every day. And He's the reason I'm alive today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.